If you love inexpensive and fun craft for fall, this is the episode for you. Let's get started.
Let's head on to Dollar Tree and get some goodies so that we can craft some beautiful fall decor. And we're going to start with these wicker pumpkins. I'm sure you've seen them. They are just so beautiful. I love the style and I love the colors, but we're actually going to do something completely different with them today. We are going to tape the stem first of all because we are going to paint them. We are going to turn them from pumpkins to apples. And I think they look like apples too, don't you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think this can easily be turned into pumpkins? Let me know. All right, let's see if I can do it. So I'm going to paint one of them, actually two of them, with this Farmhouse Red by Rust-Oleum Chalk Paint. And I'm going to do again two. And then the other one I'm going to paint in a green to make it look more like a green apple. While those dry, I'm going to take this little wagon. I love this little one. I used it actually for a different DIY. And then it never sold, and I just thought I'm going to keep it around because why not? I got it at the Target dollar spot. So I'm just going to grab some foam here. This is floral foam from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue it to the inside. Now I'm going to take some Spanish moss. I'm just going to cover up that foam and just make it look nice and full. Then I'm going to take some of this eucalyptus picks. This is just ones I already had here, extra from other DIYs. And I'm just going to start placing them all around to make it look very greenery. And then it's time to start adding the apples. But first we got to, of course, remove the tape, and we want to take off the stem because I want to give it a larger stem. So I'm going to cut the pick at the bottom, and I'm going to use that as stems, and I'm just going to add some hot glue and then add as a stem, and this is going to be larger and you're going to be able to see it more. I think it turned out super cute, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other two. Then of course we want to add some leaves because apples, I feel like they look more like apples if they have leaves. So I'm going to take these leftover leaves from other picks and hot glue them next to the stems. Now it's time to start adding them to the arrangement. I'm just going to start adding them. Some taller ones are going to be towards the back, and then some shorter ones are going to be towards the front. And then I'm just going to add different types of florals to just give it a little bit more of a fall look. And you're going to have to let me know what you think of this one. Some of these cream florals are from Dollar Tree. They come in a larger pick. I just cut them off and I just started placing them everywhere as fillers just to make it look a lot more fuller. I'm going to take this little chalk little sign that comes from Dollar Tree. They come in a little pack of several of them, and I think it turned out super stinking cute. I love it. I think they totally look like apples, but let me know in the comments what you think.
If you are enjoying this video so far, make sure you take a second and give me a thumbs up. A thumbs up really helps my channel grow, and it helps this video reach more people.
For the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to start with this thrifted grapevine wreath form. You could tell that it's been thrifted. It had some old decor, and I just ripped it off. But you know me, I love using these wreath form because they're at a fraction of the cost, and you can totally redo them for any other season. I'm going to take two of these fern picks from Dollar Tree. They're actually one of my favorites from Dollar Tree. I'm going to take two of them. The first one I'm just going to place towards the left side of the wreath form, facing up. I'm going to then arrange the ferns kind of like where I want to see them. And then I'm going to add a second one right underneath. This is going to give me a good base to start with the floral arrangement. Then I'm going to take some of these orangey ones, again from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to start applying them, hot gluing them where I see it needs it. I'm also going to start adding some of these cranberry picks. I love these, also from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to start placing them here and there, again with some hot glue. And then to finish it off, I thought about adding a bow, but sometimes I like to stay away from bows, and I'm just going to add a pop of color right in the center. This little yellow flower came from a larger pick from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to hot glue it right in the center. That way it just has that pop of color, and I think it's gorgeous. This home little ladder sign is so cute. I found it recently at Dollar Tree, and I just knew I wanted to do something with it, but I actually liked the way it looked. I love the wood tone, and the home in the black I think looks really good. So I thought, why not place it on a wreath form, and that way it just takes this wreath to a whole new level, and it's really easy to attach. I'm going to place it right next to the flower arrangement. Now the portion that is kind of underneath the flowers, I'm going to attach it using some wire. But on the opposite side, I'm just going to hot glue it so that you don't see that wire there just hanging. A little bit of hot glue goes a long way. And besides, it's also attached with the wire. But look how beautiful, high-end this thrifted wreath form looks using Dollar Tree items to get it there.
If you enjoy DIY home decor, this is the channel for you. I post every single week, so make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit that notification bell so you do not miss any of the content.
Here is a super quick and easy DIY you can do. We're going to take 2 of these bamboo rings that you can get at Dollar Tree in their crafting section. They come 2 in a pack, a larger one and a smaller one. I'm going to take jute string and I'm going to loop it on one end, and then I'm just going to wrap it around to join both rings together. But I'm not going to tighten it very tight. I'm going to actually leave it a little bit loose because we're going to be adding some florals in between, so I want to have some space to be able to put it in. So I'm just going to cut off the excess jute string, and as you can see, nice and flexible. All right, so now we're going to start adding florals. We are going to take this Dollar Tree pick. It's a fall theme, and it's actually one of my favorites because it has quite a bit of variety of style. It has a pine cone, orange florals, and it's just beautiful. I'm going to take a couple of these magnolia leaves that I have left over. I have used them over and over again. I love these leaves. And I'm just going to put a couple as my base and hot glue it to the inside of that jute string. And I'm going to do the other one right on top. Again, this is going to be a nice base for me to start adding the rest of the florals. My friends, I want to remind you that my Amazon store is always linked down below in the description box. I add items all the time, and they are my favorites. So if you want to check it out, again, it is linked down below.
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul.
So I'm going to finish off the flower arrangement with these just orange ones that came in the same pick. So remind you, this all came from one pick except for the 2 magnolia leaves that I had left over, but you can use any leaf you want or have. I'm going to use some of this red burlap ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree as well. It's about a 20-inch piece. I'm going to tie it in a knot, and then I'm going to hot glue it to the center of the 2 rings where they join, because this is going to be where we can hang it from. And this little tiny wreath is so stinking cute. I love the simplicity of it, how inexpensive and stunning it looks. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take this little wood piece sign that you can find them at Dollar Tree all the time. This one is just fall themed, and I love that it says thankful, grateful, blessed. I'm going to keep it very simple and very quick for you. Anyone can do this. You're going to take some greenery. I just happen to have boxwood in here at home, and I just wanted to make it very greenery, very full and festive on top. So I'm going to place that on top, making sure that it's in the center, and then I'm going to staple it. That's how easy this is. Once I had it stapled in place, it's time to add a little bit more embellishments. I'm going to take one of these little white pumpkins. They come with a little pick or a little clip on the bottom. I removed that and hot glued it. Then I'm going to add some leaves and some other pumpkins to just add more festive decor on it.
Every change has a reason.
And like I said, I'm just going to add one more little pumpkin and we're about done. Such a beautiful and so easy. I am telling you, you can do this. Such an easy decor you can place anywhere in your home. Beautiful. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to start with this summer sign that I made this summer. You know I love taking old decor, things that maybe don't sell or maybe things that I had at home that I just don't need anymore. This one I used in my summer decor and I didn't need it anymore. So I'm going to sand down the center of it, make it smooth, and then I'm going to give it 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the white because we're going to start with a nice blank canvas, but it already has this planked look, which I think is beautiful. I'm going to take some Waverly antiquing wax. I'm just going to distress the edges, and then I'm going to add some here and there as I'm dry brushing it all around, and you're going to start seeing all those details really pop, giving that like plank look, a really genuine look. Now I'm going to take this pumpkin sign from Dollar Tree. It is a metal one, and I actually think it's kind of cute, but I don't like using Dollar Tree decor just by themselves. I like to use them and recreate them or use them in larger items to make them look bigger and more appropriate sized for the decor. So I flipped the little knots of the jute string so that they are facing forward, and then I'm just going to hot glue the actual sign just a little bit and add 1 screw on top so that it can look like it's hanging from this screw. And then I'm going to add some greenery just to hide the screw and also just add some decor on top.
Every change has a reason.
And we're just about done. I love this one. So easy, and if you don't have already a plank look, it's so easy to make, or just find any other sign from Dollar Tree, paint over it, and you have yourself a brand new sign.
Status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities.
For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to make a very simple bead garland, and I'm just going to start with this jute string and one of these stitching needles that I love using. I'm going to start creating a pattern. The pattern that I'm creating is I'm going to use 1 brown bead and 3 natural wood beads. You can use any pattern you want. This is just what came to my mind, and I'm going to do this until I have 7 sections of the same pattern.
Every change has a
I am now going to take one of these little wooden pumpkins. They come in a pack of 10 at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to give it 1 coat of this Venetian Yellow by Rust-Oleum milk paint. 1 coat was sufficient, and I love using milk paint because it almost looks like stain. You can see that wood grain underneath. Then I'm going to take 1 of these acorns, again from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 10 or 8 or 10, and I'm just going to give it 1 coat of this English boxwood chalk paint by Amy Howard at Home.
baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo.
I'm going to lightly distress the yellow pumpkin using the antiquing wax and just lightly going over the edges and a little bit on top. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the acorn, except it's going to be with white chalk paint.
If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities.
Now I'm going to add the 2 pieces to the bottom of the bead garland, and I'm going to knot first 2 knots at the end of one side. Then I'm going to add the pumpkin. This is going to add me a little bit of separation from the wood bead to the pumpkin and give me a little bit more movement. Then I'm going to add 1 knot in between the pumpkin and the acorn for the same reason. And then I'm just going to take the other string and just tie it, make a simple bow, not a bow, a knot, and then remove the excess jute string, and that's it for this one. I am telling you, this is something anyone can do. You can do this one. It's so easy, so inexpensive, and it adds a touch of beautiful decor to any style in your home.
Hold that heartbeat. We could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in
All right, friends, you're going to have to let me know which one is your favorite. I really am loving these apples and the wreath too. I just love the way they both turn out, but really everything is just stunning, very simple, inexpensive. Oh, and I just love them all. But let me know which one is your favorite. If you are visiting for the first time, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you consider joining our YouTube family. And if you are returning, welcome back. I'm going to have a playlist here and another video with tons more of inspiration for you. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.